Hello, welcome, and good evening to everyone. So we're ready for our daily stock trade recap and the daily teachings. So definitely we have a lot of things to cover today, but we'll keep it short. Just focus on the day trades. But but the biggest thing that we are talking about today here is, so the biggest thing we're going to talk about is the today we were short everything, right? Today we were not long. And other thing was, when the market is short, it's bearish, we don't try to find the dips, we don't try to go against the trend, right? We don't try to buy everything, when especially when if you're a day trader and you are trading intraday, you have to follow your system. So our system saved us, our system made us money, our system helped us to not lose money. That's the key, right? Provided us with good risk rewards. We had just one loss today, and we had good 3-4 trades, and we have a nice trade on low floats as well. Community was very active today, a lot of ideas were shared. But let me start with how the morning started. If you guys remember, in yesterday's video, I clearly said tomorrow, Tesla and Netflix, we only long, go back, see my yesterday's video, what I said. We only long when the system shows us. What's my system? My system is the EMA Clouds, the Ripster Clouds. If they confirm us the long, then we're long. But if they're not confirming us along, then we'll just follow the system, stay short. So when the market started, right, we were, initially everything was gapping down. Nasdaq and QQQ SPY were getting down. First thing in the morning, I put the levels out on the stream share. I was not speaking, but everybody knows when I'm sharing my screens, my levels, my pivots, that's what we need to watch. So I drew this level 455, the resistance pivot. I drew the Nasdaq levels, support at pre-market, support at pre-market for SPY. Same concepts, nothing new that I have teach every day in and out, that I've been teaching for years on Twitter, and recently showing you guys on the YouTube every day. So my bias was that this is the pivot, right? So I mentioned in the morning that on the Nasdaq, under the bearish clouds, the levels on the live stream. So they were under the bearish clouds. Then I also said there is this level at 455, 384. That is the bullish pivot, and that is also the bearish risk for you to short. As soon as we see that this level is not breaking out, see, I didn't put this level after the fact. These levels were already there. As soon as it start to give up, and here at Nasdaq, so the idea was to take the short, right? So I said, as so far rejecting pivot, and short scalping is the key, and same for the SPY. The thing here to note is that we don't, like I always say, if you look for buy sell alerts, then you will not learn, right? So the point is, you have to execute the setup. The price action is in front of you. You see that, okay, RIP is telling us this level is rejecting, so means that's my risk for short. And if 384, that's my risk for short. If it rejects, it's going to go to be it's going to test the support here, and this can test the support here. So that was my commentary, right? So I said lower SPY rejection, puts with the PM high risk, right? The QQQ, then it faded to 382. I said cover at 382 because it might bounce, there's a support. If it breaks, we add more or we hold rest of that. Same for the SPY. So beautiful initial trade from here, 455 to 453. The puts were decent money. Same from for here, 382. But then we held the QQQ, right? So I was all talking about QQQ all the time. Hold the puts, QQQ lower, right? SPY, hold the puts, SPY lower, right? Then I was also short on Nvidia, right? Nvidia was heavy at 460s. I said interested in the short, and I was short in the Nvidia, and then Nvidia worked out for us, SPY worked out for us, QQQ worked out for us. Along with this our big trade was Tesla. Why? Because Tesla right? So I said, if these levels hold, right, then you can look to long, but EMA Clouds is the upper resistance has to confirm. So EMA Clouds never confirmed, and Tesla heavy, bearish bias. So bearish bias mean we trade the puts. So let's see. So what happened next? So we wanted to wait for a direction. SPY 455 was our pivot already we talked about. So Tesla, if breaks 276, can see lower. So 270 puts on Tesla. 270 puts were around $2 or maybe lower, somewhere around that when we got it. And then the 270 puts from here, when this level broke, they kept went, and almost 100% till here. So, and I kept repeating, don't try to buy. It is a short trade. It is a short trade because the system is telling. So like I always say, I cannot promise to make you money, but I can change your mentality to stay with the trend, right? So buying, if a trader who doesn't know the trend, he comes here, he starts buying, no, Tesla is good, earning is good, let's buy. He buys here, he buys here, he buys there, and it starts to going up. He says, oh, it's going to go up. It starts buy here more. And guess what? He destroyed his account today. But we follow the system. Bearish bias means bearish bias, right? 270 was our first target, right? So we hit our first target. We covered most of that. Then afterwards, after we did that, then we I tried to scalp long, see if it had, because it was holding, right? And the key was, if it turned the bearish bullish here, then we will add more, but it did not. So what was we did was, I took a loss on that. I took a loss on that small trade. Again, this is not an A plus setup of bouncing it. This is an low probability setup, like I explained all day. Low probability setup. But when it was breaking this, that was time to add. Either you held your puts, right? But I closed, but I long, but then we add again. So when we added again, it traded along the EMA clouds, 10-minute EMA clouds all day. The puts finally went from $2 to $8. If you took the big move here, scaled out, or kept a little, since this did not recover, or re-added, never be afraid to re-add. So only one or two, only very few persons were there who went against my teachings, that they tried to bounce it, size too much, and they lost, right? Because it's a low probability setup, right? I lost a little bit, but I made a huge on this move, right? I made a huge on this move, made a good huge on NASDAQ, this move. So that was the key. So this was almost 304% move all day for Tesla. And if you look at it, we were talking about Tesla all day. So we had the Tesla. Let's see. Okay, let's see. So I was all saying hold the puts, and Nvidia we got our 455, same strategy. Nvidia we got our 455 and 60 break. 270 was the 100% on the puts. When it started to bounce here, we logged mostly everything, right? So Netflix was bearish, but it was holding a lot. It was chopping a lot. It was okay if you were trading the shares, but if you were in options, you were getting burnt in that move because it was sideways, and your options, theta and all that was burning your options. It still kind of worked, the short, right? But the thing is, it was not a clean move, right? And then it started to curl over the EMA end of the day, and it bounced. But our main focus was Netflix, Nvidia short from 460 to 455. Nvidia short all day. We talked about Nvidia short all day. So let's look at it. Yeah. So right, 270 target. There was 300%. Tesla was still heavy. If QQQ lower, we see more flush. So if QQQ lower, we see more flush. So what happened here, right? So here SPY tried to bounce. We thought we might get a push, but failed. A really bad candle that failed, and that meant we would see lower on Tesla as well and Nvidia as well. And if you look, same action happened here. Nasdaq was already weak. It never really went higher, right? So the same action here, you see, EMA cloud reject, same action here, and the same action here, and so okay, so that was that. Cover lower, QQQ. Okay, so we were doing that, So I would keep rolling QQQ puts all day, big money mover, use your profits all day. And Tesla, I in the end, I was looking for more downside to the Tesla, and we were looking for 260 target, which we now met in after hours. If stays bearish, we might touch test 250 on Tesla tomorrow. So these were our 3 trades, guys. But important thing to note is we stuck with the trend, right? We stuck with the trend. All day I talk about these levels, which are so important. Always level. Stock has to hold a level. The tape, the bidders have to come back on that level to reclaim the bullish bias, right? So if Tesla, I said, can get faster to the downside if the 270 level breaks. It's not a rocket science. Even you can see that with experience, with screen time. You can see that these kind of trades will grow your account, right? Like Tesla, the risk was clear, downtrend all day. But if you want to short, you have to wait for the bounce, for the best entry. But the main move was in the morning. Rest of day we were playing with the profit, and it was still profitable. So yes, so that was good. 270 puts on Tesla, met all our targets. Okay, so I talked about what levels we wanted to confirm all day. So yeah, so the Tesla was there, 265. So yeah, so it was really good. I was really proud of today because I was really help many of you understand how to stay with the trend and not blow yourself up trying to find the bottom. We stick with the trend, the price action, the tape. These things might sound too complex, but with the screen time, more you review, look at all my recaps, look at how other people are trading, try to learn, you will see that there's a pattern that repeats every day. The psychology of market repeats every day. So that was that, guys. And then there was our big day trade for the day in the low floats. Finally, a low floater came our way. Beauty, just beauty. So low GFI, as you see the whole day, I'm just very proud of our community because everybody was sharing ideas. Not just then, the good thing is that nobody is telling you to buy. You make a decision. You see what the price is doing. Price is holding 512 EMA cloud, breaking flag after flag, right? So we've been doing this all day long. So what were the levels? I drew these levels in the morning in pre-market. In pre-market, I will watch for entry if the trend holds. Clean EMA trend needs more volume for next. When started moving, next target was 620 and 650. So why was 620 on the daily chart? Because when you trade intraday as a day trader, you need to focus on your daily charts. So it met our 620 target. Then we took some off. Always scale in, scale out. Remember, if you don't scale out and the stock pulls and you go from green to red, that's the problem. It's on you to make sure your green trade never turns red. As a day trader, that's most important. Yes, hold a piece as long as the trend holds, but scale. If you have 1,000 shares, take 300 off, then take 300 more off, then leave some 200. If the bounce, the support is holding, add more. It's very clear to identify support where the candles are holding. All day guidance from Suri as well in the room. So GFI, then later in the day when it was breaking out of here, I said resistance till 8, right? Because 8 was technical whole number and we hit 8, right? So beautiful trade, in low floats with volume, right? If you started at 5 psychological number, if you have, if you put the 1,000 shares here, risk like $200 and you made $1,000, that's 5 to 1 risk reward on these entries, right? You just have to find entries, right? So that was our big trade. So these 4 trades there, a low flow trade, and there were a bunch of other smaller trades. The room was really doing good. We had our music tradition few times because we like to keep up things positive. And by the way, I was sharing all the large caps. I did share on Twitter as well, because my morning setup, all the pivots were shared. How, I put it out there. I know for a new trader, it might sound like what's going on, but of course, right? You don't try to trade, first try to understand. If you don't understand something, send me a DM, go to my website, read my trading tips. I'm going to put some more stuff, but first try to learn the basics, the building blocks, the systems, the strategies. Just you need a system and a strategy. That's what you need, and setups. So let's see what else was going. Yeah, Siri was good in the room. People really did good on it today. Siri all day. Beautiful mover. Siri, let's see. Yeah, Siri short squeeze. Good job by many people there. So yeah, so Tesla and other thing. Yeah, when Tesla at the end of the day, I told everyone to cover because our 260 target was coming close, but this hammer candle, right? This is called a hammer candle and the squeeze. So that's what happened here. So Tesla, we'll see tomorrow. So yeah, guys, very good day, especially the QQQ and the Tesla put side. So other thing is, if you are a day trader, you need to learn the both sides. You cannot really just trade long. Try to learn the short side as well, because there are days too long and there's days too short. But yes, the downside of today was many of swings were giving up. So we got stopped out on our swing of Robolox. So Robolox, breakout, we were nicely green on the breakout, right? I barely scaled out, but I didn't scale out much because I was looking for bigger push than the fail. And then, this was our stops because these were the previous resistance, new support. So this was the stop out, took a loss, that's fine. But respect the levels, respect the stops. If you didn't stop out there now, then this is your risk right here. So we stopped out of Roblox today. Rest of the swings were kind of holding. Few of them, SoFi was holding. SoFi was not that bad. Lyft was okay, still holding. I mean, you just as long as you're scaling out on your swings, you will be fine. Just scale out of your swings so that when they pull back, if you have to stop out, you already logged some of the profit, and then you didn't lose much. So that's what you have to do. So we also had one morning trade. Yes, missed one trade, PRFX. So we had this 10 cycle trade to 11, and that was a good trade in the morning. Just a scalp, not a best entry. So was this a PMH breakout, 10 key, and then we left it. So hopefully I did not leave anything today, but guys, the main lesson to learn today is the days like today, you can destroy your account trying to buy the dips. Stay with the trend. Like in our community, everybody was with the trend. Even if nobody made money, nobody lost money, because let's say they were listening to me which is not, they were listening to me because I was saying bearish buys, but if they might have not traded long because they thought our RIP is saying bearish bias, which I don't really want. I want them to understand why I was saying that. But most of those stayed away from trying to long intraday. And that's fine. This is a normal pullback in the market. We have been going crazy, right? Running up every day. So market needs a reset. And we got the 2 big earnings out of the way. Let them reset, and then we'll think tomorrow. Lotto day tomorrow, we'll see. If Tesla goes up and stays bearish, we can reshort it. And on a certain resistance, 276 resistance, 280 resistance, a lot of resistances. So you watch the resistances reject if the trend stays bearish. and same for Netflix. So we'll see tomorrow how it goes. Expecting a good day tomorrow as well. Finally, some good low float action as well. So great EMA cloud examples today for the trend, the Ripster clouds. So overall, guys, I think this is good. Any questions on these videos, please comment. And I always look at all of my comments on my YouTube. I will answer. Come join the community. Try to learn. Not giving the financial advices there, just educational. As if I can make you guys see what I see, that will change your complete perspective, how to trade, price action levels. Because I'm putting all these 4 main plays here, that's why I was not able to show the hourly candles, but usually I draw the levels on hourly and daily on my chart so that I can see. So you see there's this gap, right? If we have a bigger view, we had a gap. So that was that. All right. Anyways, guys, getting a little late, so I will update that. Go back, review on your charts what happened with SPY, QQQ, Tesla today, what was going on, and you will see. By the way, banks are very strong. We discussed yesterday, still swinging MS. BAC is strong. The regional banks are very strong. Watch for the pullbacks. There's always money flowing somewhere. You see, they are still holding even in today's market, right? As long as the VIX stays low, we are fine, right? So these are usual pullbacks. And whenever there's pullback, we'll trade accordingly intraday. So yes, another successful day in the book. Hopefully, everybody's learning from everyday recaps. More YouTube videos gonna come. My famous EMA Cloud video that I promised you will come. Just keep encouraging me like this, and I will keep putting out more content. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone. See you later.